President Bongbong Marcos has nothing to do with it. At least that's what Senate Blue Ribbon Committee Chair Senator Lacson said as far as the 100 billion peso insertion in the national budget is concerned.
Senator Lacson said this was all detailed to him by former Public Works Undersecretary Roberto Bernardo, who had testified a number of times on the flood control hearings, and he had advised Bernardo to write to the president. Moments after the letter arrived at the palace, the cabinet resignations happened.
Meanwhile, another cabinet member has accused presidential sister, Senator Amy Marcos, of making noise because she will be implicated in the flood control scandal soon. Mean Los Baños has tonight's big story.
Senator Ping Lacson says he felt bad for President Bongbong Marcos after his own sister, Senator Amy Marcos, openly accused her own brother of using drugs with his wife, Liza, and son, Congressman Sandro, on day 2 of the Iglesia ni Cristo Rally for Transparency.
Alam mo, that's very un-Filipino, no? Kasi tayo, mag-aaway man yung magkapatid. Diba, nalilimit yung usapan within the confines of the home. Or at most, minsan, binubulong sa mga kaibigan na sinisiraan yung kapatid. But not in front of hundreds of thousands of Filipinos. Especially in a religious gathering.
The only motive Lacson could think of for her doing that is politics. Senate President Tito Soto also has this to say about Amy's fiery speech.
It could be the defining moment of her political career.
Davao City 1st District Congressman Pulong Duterte immediately issued a response, saying if what Senator Amy said was true, then the Filipino people deserve clarity, not excuses. He said all this has intensified their call for all government officials to undergo drug testing. No one exempted, no one to be accorded special treatment. For Akbayan Party List Representative Percy Sendanya, Senator Amy's outburst has strengthened their conviction that government should not be a family matter. Thus, the urgent need to pass the anti-political dynasty bill. Even Presidential Advisor for Poverty Alleviation Secretary Larry Gadon hit Senator Amy.
Kaibigan kita pero hindi ganyan dapat ang ginagawa mo. Sinisira mo yung pangalan ng buong pamilya nyo.
He also defended the First Lady, whom Senator Amy said was also into drugs. Gadon accused her of attempting to make noise because the senator will allegedly be implicated in the flood control investigation soon.
Malapit na kumanta yung iyong bagman dyan sa Ilocos, yung mga DPWH projects na yan. At sa aming narinig din na si Diskaya pala ay contributor sa campaign mo.
Meanwhile, Senate Blue Ribbon Committee Chairman Ping Lacson confirmed the existence of a 100 billion peso insertion in the 2025 national budget. But Lacson scoffed at the idea that it was Marcos who ordered the BICAM to do it.
Yung gusto kasi ng iba, paniwalaan natin na sa Pangulo ang nag-utos mag-insert. But it doesn't make sense to me. Common sense. Siya nag-utos, ibibito niya.
According to Lacson's information, someone could have just used the name of the president.
May mga tao sa Malacanang, not authorized by the President, who misrepresented him.
But how did Lacson know for certain that the president had no hand in the DPWH project kickbacks? According to Lacson, former DPWH Undersecretary Roberto Bernardo himself, who has testified to the committee a number of times, called him up just last Sunday to discuss in detail where all the kickbacks went and how the 100 billion pesos was inserted in the budget. There was no mention of the president. Instead, Bernardo said it was resigned DepEd Undersecretary Trygve Olaivar, who was the one who conducted meetings on the unprogrammed appropriations for the Office of the Executive Secretary. Olaivar resigned on the same day as Lucas Bersamin, Amena Pangandaman, and Legislative Liaison Head Adrian Bersamin. And per Bernardo's account, Olaivar received kickbacks together with Adrian Bersamin.
Talagang sabi niya, naghatid ako ng pera as kickback, but not to the President, but to Yusek Olaivar. And sabi niya, ang pag-alam niya, kasama si Yusek Adrian Bersamin. 8 billion pesos, Mr. President, in at least 10 deliveries. Yung arrangement nila is, may tigisa silang armored van. May armored van si Yusek Olaivar, may armored van siya, darating yung van driven by Olaivar, and possibly, sabi niya, hindi siya sigurado, and possibly along with Adrian Bersamin. bakante yung armor van, ipapark, idadrive yung isang van na puno ng pera.
The biggest delivery Bernardo told Lacson was back in March 11, which amounted to 2 billion pesos for Olaivar. This is allegedly separate from the 1 billion Bernardo said he personally delivered to former DPWH Secretary Manny Bonoan. Of the 81 billion peso total budget that went to DPWH projects, Bernardo said he personally supervised 52 billion pesos. And he said to Lacson that per Olaivar, Bonoan had asked E.S. Lucas Bersamin who should facilitate the 52 billion funding. The answer Bonoan got, kami na ang bahala. Lacson then suggested that Bernardo write the president. Just yesterday, the palace received this letter, and that very day was when several cabinet members resigned.
Cortes resignation is a euphemism for firing. The president is a very kind-hearted person.
In our sister program Storycon, Ombudsman Boying Remulla said Adrian Bersamin could face charges of conspiracy to commit plunder.
I had my suspicions already before about the activities of Undersecretary Adrian Bersamin. He was already in my radar for a long time, and it's Trygve that I just got to learn about later on, Trygve Olaivar, and of course about the involvement of Bina Pangandaman. And I'm not surprised because there may be temptations on the side for them.
Reporting for News 5, Mean Los Baños, we are One News.
Well, to be clear, Ombudsman Remulla said it was Adrian Bersamin on his radar, not former Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin. But he did tell us he was disappointed in E.S. Bersamin for letting someone like Adrian, quote-unquote, run around the place. Remulla also said that if anyone was capable of doing something bad, well, it was Adrian.
Yes, that because the behavior of somebody close to the ES should not be countenanced by anybody, especially that this is relative. So at that time, I just let it go. But I knew already that if there's somebody capable of doing it, it was this guy.
So to be very clear, USEC Adrian Bersamin was already on your radar, but was E.S. Lucas Bersamin also on your radar at that point?
Not really. Not USEC, not Secretary Bersamin.
Okay.
Not the Executive Secretary. But I deemed it a bit of a weakness on his part to allow somebody like Adrian to run around the place, and it was very disconcerting for me to see that because it's hard work. It's hard work as DOJ Secretary. We risk our life every day. And we don't like people like him running around taking liberties with the power that's given to us in their office.
The Ombudsman's comments come after Senate President Pro Tempore Lacson said Roberto Bernardo identified Adrian Bersamin in Trygve Olaivar as the people who allegedly used President Marcos's name to insert the 100 billion pesos into the 2025 budget. Remulla said what Adrian Bersamin did could constitute conspiracy to commit plunder.
Well, sa graph yan. It will go to 019.
Kung papailan siya ng kaso, kung papailan siya ng kaso, ano yung magiging kaso against him?
Well, actually, ang unang supposition ko rito is sa conspiracy. Conspiracy to commit plunder. Conspiracy to commit plunder, and if not malversation. It could have been malversation, but right now, it's evident. It looks like conspiracy to commit plunder.